Um, they snitching in Chicago. Gotta let y'all know the truth. I got some paperwork for y'all. It's some newly filed paperwork, or newly unsealed, I guess, or actually was filed and unsealed. There's some new information coming out that mentions Dirk. Now, if you don't know who Dirk is, well, that's a stupid thing to say. Well, it mentioned Dirk's brother, D-Thang. Yeah. So what happens is it mentions Dirk's brother, and then it mentions the brother of Dirk's brother, which is Dirk, right? So pretty much this is a breakdown between the entire case that the government has against Muwap and cohorts on killing, I believe, Carlos Weekly. If you don't know who that is a FBG Duck. So now, according to, and by the way, they have a bunch of cooperators and witnesses and all that type of stuff. You're gonna hear Cooperator, and by the way, if the feds are saying they have Cooperator 4, they got Cooperator 1, 2, and 3, right? They usually go in sequential order. Now, here's this. According to Cooperator 4, who may testify at trial, and information retrieved from Cooperator 4's cell phone, Roberson and Cooperator 4 was exchanging text messages while Roberson was traveling to murder Weekly, okay? And shortly after Roberson and his co-conspirators had murdered Weekly, specifically Cooperator 4, and Roberson was exchanging messages because Cooperator 4 was attempting to return the firearm to Roberson, okay? So I guess a guy who gave the gun to, actually, no, this is reasonable. Cooperator 4 was attempting to return a firearm. Okay, maybe that's unrelated. Anyway, at 4:19, while POD camera footage would show Roberson was on Lake Shore Drive near an Eco Street, which is corroborated by the cell phone data. He texted Cooperator 4 to take the gun to Parkway Gardens because they were on Duck right now, meaning on the way to kill him. Now, this is the messages. Somebody says, I don't know who's Mac. You guys probably know some of these names. Said, don't worry, bitch. When I call you, better come like a bat out of hell. He said, you know this. He said, bitch, I'm finna put pipe up, which means a gun. And this person said, nah, wait, bitch. Then he says, I got shit to do, bitch. Said, take it to the O. We on Duck right now. Check Spot News. And then he says, the person who made the call is some guy named Turpin. It says Weekly exited the Milani and entered the victim number 2 vehicle at approximately 4:04. And as stated before, Smart Ligens, which this is Muwap. No. Muwap is Smart. Muwap is Smart. Marcus Smart is Muwap. Who's Liggins? I forgot. It's somebody else. Roberson, Thomas, and Alford appeared to have received some news at 4:02 and left Parkway Gardens approximately 4:06. God damn it, these niggas move quick. So they heard 4:02 to drop, 4:06 they dipped. They start heading towards his location on Eco Street. Weekly and victim 2 pulled away from the curb in front of Milani, right, at approximately 4:05, returning minutes later. Oh, so basically they went into a store and left and came back pretty much to the same location, same store, but they parked in front of Dolce & Gabbana. It was located on 68th East Oak Street on the same side of the street as Milani. Turpin exited Milani, and by the way, I think Turpin is the guy who called out who gave away the location. They even have a picture of him. Let me see if we can find it. By the way, look, this is the car they were driving to go kill him, to go kill FBG Duck. You can't beat the feds. You just can't beat the feds. Like, bro, they got this shit in 4K. This is clear as hell. This is really clear as hell. The nigga I think this is Turpin. So this is the nigga who gave the dropout. I believe. Let me keep reading. Yeah. Turpin had discussed what occurred inside Milani, speaking on the phone inside of Montclair, because Turpin was speaking in a wild, agitated state. A security guard began to record him. Oh, so the nigga giving up the drop is probably, he probably got in an argument with Duck, right? Who knows? Duck may have dipped to go get his pipe or whatever, get right, whatever. The nigga who's talking crazy, he's on the phone really calling to the demons, the O-Block demons, like, get over here, this nigga's here, lacking like a motherfucker, what's up with y'all? The security guard who's wondering, like, what the fuck is going on, starts to record, and that's how we get this video. Do y'all know this nigga? He's fucked. Y'all know this guy? They got this nigga in 4K. I tell you, man, when the feds take up a case, it's like, nigga, you're going to jail. No one knows him? Okay, all right. Turpin asked someone that he was speaking on the phone with, what's D-Thang's number? And went on to tell the person who Turpin was speaking with to have D-Thang call Turpin. Multiple witnesses are expected to testify that D-Thang is Dante Banks Jr., the older brother of individual E. Now, who's individual E? We clearly could now identify individual E as Dirk. Dante Banks Jr., D-Thang, was the older brother of Dirk. So we don't know where else Dirk's name is going to come up. Clearly, they don't list him as a suspect. They list him as an individual that they're probably going to refer to a bunch of times, but they're calling him individual E. Multiple witnesses will testify that individual E, Dirk, is a high-ranking black disciple, and at times material, which is very interesting, material to the superseding indictment, and was a part of a black disciple faction allied with O-Block. Lamron, I guess he was, okay, all right, cool. By the way, they mentioned that D-Thang was murdered on this date. Minutes later, Turpin began discussing with a woman who Turpin didn't name, but Turpin referenced as being a romantic relationship with Weekly and having Weekly around Turpin's child. What? So I guess the guy who gets in an argument basically is also mad that FBG Duck is fucking his baby mama and FBG Duck is around his child, and he's saying he called the woman, he said, you bogus. And he said, yo, it's over with now though. Witness 4, who may state at trial, identified Turpin in the video as her child's father. So basically, good. So witness 4, well, I don't know if she's going to testify against her baby daddy, but basically she might testify against her baby daddy that, and I guess that's the woman that Duck was fucking, right? Witness 4 also acknowledged that she'd been in a romantic relationship with Weekly, which is Duck, but was not at the time of the murder. Should Witness 4 testify at trial, the government expect Witness 4 to testify that she was heartbroken upon learning about Weekly's death because she loved Weekly, which is Duck. Witness 4 would also testify on the day of Weekly's murder. After Weekly's murder, she received a text message from Turpin that contained simply 3 laughing emojis. Witness 4 will testify she was not in regular contact with Turpin, as her child has a cell phone allowing Turpin and her child to communicate directly. Damn. That nigga killed his baby mama's nigga and then sent her 3 laughing emojis. Yo, niggas is cold, dog. Niggas is cold. Or he got someone to kill him. Witness 5, who has known Turpin for many years, who may testify at trial, will testify that prior to the 4th, Turpin didn't like Weekly over jealousy stemming from a relationship with Witness 4. Oh my God. This sounds like FBG Duck lost his life because he was fucking a woman that, I don't know if this Turpin nigga is a op, but he was fucking a woman who had a kid with a nigga that didn't fuck with him, and that nigga pretty much made a call to get him killed, basically told him about, yo, he's lacking over here, come get this nigga. They rush from O-Block, allegedly, and they go kill FBG Duck. And the guy who pretty much set it all up is clowning his baby mama like, yeah, that nigga dead now, what's up? While Turpin was discussing the unnamed woman, Turpin received an incoming call from the phone number associated with D-Thang. So D-Thang does call. Based upon Turpin's cell phone records, Turpin's other phone calls inside of Montclair and Milani would have likely been video calls. So he probably was doing FaceTimes. By the way, I think historically we've realized that when people do FaceTime calls, it's harder for the government or the police to track, at least currently. I'm pretty sure in the future they're going to have the whole fucking video recording. But right now, they can't really, tell. However, this call from the telephone number associated with D-Thang was an actual telephone. Turpin answered the call from the number associated with D-Thang at 4:18. Turpin told the caller that he and Witness 2 saw Weekly inside of Milani. Turpin told the other caller that Turpin had people on the way On the way downtown, while he and Weekly and Witness 2 were inside of Milani Boutique, Turpin then told the caller, I guess that's he's telling D-Thang, he followed Duck outside and reported as much to Badass. What? Known to law enforcement as THF member individual F. Okay. So this Turpin nigga, either he's snitching or he's going to be accessory to murder. Or he probably is going to just be charged with murder. He has to be. He has to be. Like 100%. Like he's the reason why the nigga's dead. According to Turpin, Badass then told Turpin to see what kind of car he was getting into. Turpin then told the caller, okay, if Badass is saying this, Badass probably is going to be accessory as well. Turpin then told the caller that Turpin was standing outside, and when he pulled off and after walking up the street a little bit, someone began chasing Turpin down the street with a gun. Ooh, okay, so somebody started chasing Turpin with a gun. Witness 2 may testify at the above exchange. Turpin was provided his location. Eventually, he stood across from the street from Weekly on the phone for several minutes until Weekly was murdered at 426, walking over to Weekly to get a better look after he had been gunned down. This is Turpin in the white t-shirt and jeans while Weekly was laying down in the streets. Wow. Yo, Chicago niggas are cold. He waits till Duck gets killed and walks over, probably presumably with his cell phone, to probably record it just to make sure he's dead type shit. Damn, this is some cold shit. According to video surveillance, the Fusion and the Chrysler 300, it was 2 cars, they got there at 426. So they made it from O Block to downtown Chicago, 20 minutes. Damn, these niggas drive. These niggas got to be in some Negro Fast and Furious. These niggas go fast. Wait, like, how many miles is this? And by the way, like, ain't there traffic? With the Chrysler trailer, blah, blah. 2 people, including Smart, exited, blah, 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 blah. God damn. And started shooting at Weekly while he was standing on the sidewalk. Weekly and Victim 1, who was in line behind Weekly, ran away from the shooters, circled around the back of the Victim 2's car, attempted to hide, but the shooters aggressively pursued Weekly. According to Victim 2, she picked up Weekly's gun, shot the individual. So it sounds like a girl or somebody that was with Duck tried to shoot back. This detail isn't public and is significant for the reasons that followed. Ligens and Thomas then exited the car, and the rear passengers, Thomas, stood over and shot at Duck while Duck was on the ground. The shoot lasted about 12 seconds in total, but the shooters fired 38 shots, hitting Duck 16 times. Victim 2 twice, Victim 1 3 times. Damn, they shot Duck 16 times? Whoa. All right. They're talking about returning a vehicle. Shit. After murdering Weekly, the message exchange was that of, look at this. It said, take it to the O, we on Duck right now. Check Spot News. And I guess this is what Spot News posted, or some page posted. And this person said, yes, sir. And somebody says FSC. I don't know what that means. What does FSC mean? Fuck's sake? I don't know what that means. Whatever. FSC Loaf God? Cooperator 4 will testify that several days later he met with Roberson and confessed, and Roberson confessed in person to have participated in the murder. However, the version of the events he told him embellished his role, describing himself as a shooter. Oh, so the nigga who like was pretty much doing the driving and supplied the car, he didn't really hop out and really do the shooting. He went back to the hood and told people he did the killing. You know, everybody gotta get their clout tokens. Jesus Christ, what a sad life. Which is inconsistent with surveillance footage. According to Cooperator 4, Roberson told Cooperator 4 that Roberson was in a backseat and fell as he got out to start shooting, and then told Cooperator 4 that Roberson started shooting from the street and a woman started busting back. So C. Murder shot her. Roberson made the following statements to Cooperator 4, that they used the Chrysler 300 to commit murder and that there was more than one car. that 3 or 4 people murdered weekly, but C Murder was the only named cooperator remembered. That CPD seized the Chrysler after the murder. That Dipset, a gang faction where it was clicked up and blah blah. That old block, Davon Bennett, which we all know is King Von, had placed a hit out on Weekly prior to the murder, and this is additionally why Robeson participated in the murder. Oh yeah, Von was getting charged, 100%. 100%. That C Murder offered Roberson an O-Block chain after they murdered Weekly, and told Roberson that Roberson might as well become O-Block, but Roberson turned the O-Block chain down because he was from Dipset. Approximately 9:56 a.m. on the day after the murder, Witness 7. Goddamn, how much witnesses they got? Oh, my bad, I can't see it. Who may testify at trial, sent Roberson a link to a news story about the murder via Instagram. Witness 7 followed up her message by writing to Roberson, I know you ain't take your car to go do this shit. And in response, Roberson twice instructed Witness 7 to unsend that shit. When will people realize that unsending something still pops up on a subpoena? It just doesn't pop up on your Instagram profile, but it's always recorded. Look, FaceTime me. Unsend that shit. I guess, oh no, you got to read from the bottom to up. So I guess they sent the link to whatever story, and this is a woman, and I guess the guy who Mac is, OTF Kenny Mac, she says to him, I know you ain't take a car to go do this shit. And then OTF Kenny Mac says to her, yo, send that shit. And then she says to him, yo, FaceTime me. Witness 7 will testify that she saw a news article about a blah, blah, and that she knew Witness 7 asked Roberson. Oh, okay, so this is Witness 7. So everybody's cooperating in this case. So Witness 7 is this person here. I asked Roberson to call her via Apple FaceTime, which he did. When they spoke, Roberson asked Witness 7 why she sent him the message and why she thought Roberson used her car to blah, blah. Roberson then indicated that she did not know what he was talking about, and the two changed the subject. Okay. God damn. This is some shit, people. They got some shit about the O-Block chains. They said on or about January 24th, Bennett purchased a O-Block pendant that he wore for $30,000. His pendant was about 5 times larger and more expensive than the ones he purchased for everybody else. This is how all of them look. He ordered 5 pendants for $6,000 each. He picked them up. Okay. On the back of it, he had long live, which include Keta, OD, Platoon, Sherrod, G-Money, T-Roy. And the back of Bennett's pendant also continues names and multiple references to 64, meaning 64th Street, and South King Drive, where Parkway Gardens is located. Von's pendant also states O-Block for life. Do you think that Icebox feels like they got blood on their hands for this? They got everything in this goddamn indictment. I ain't gonna lie. Listen, Muwap, and I fuck with you. Actually, you a killer, so maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. These pants are too tight, gang. Oh, this was Muwap's joint? Yeah, there's a lot of social media shit in this shit. There's a lot of social media shit in this. All right. It appears that there might be a cooperator. The cooperator, I will say, is it says Can I find it? Is it sister or brother? Okay, here's one of the cooperators. Cooperator 2 lived in Parkway Gardens and was an active younger O Block member back when O Block was still called Wick City. O.D. Perry, a O Block member, was murdered by STL member Gakira Barnes on August 11, 2011. STL member Cooperator 3, who may testify at trial, will testify that Gakira was his sister. So clearly, KI, which is Gakira Barnes, her brother is a cooperator, whoever that is, and I don't know who it is, but that's what they're saying according to the federal documents. And he has first-hand knowledge that she murdered Perry. Oh, this nigga struck a deal. He's telling on his own sister. Thereafter, he will testify that Wick City became O Block. Wait, KI murdered OD? The antagonism, blah, blah, blah. Cooperator 2 will testify that O Block members were expected to shoot at and kill STL members in order to maintain or increase their status within O Block and kill blah, blah, blah. Oh, my God. Cooperator 3 are going to say that they're going to testify that they witnessed murders committed by O Block. And one of them is, look at this, Cooperator 3, which is the brother, was also present and witnessed the murder of his sister, Gakira Barnes, by O Block member Davon Bennett, a.k.a. King Von, in STL territory on April 14th, 2014. Cooperator 3 was also shot by King Von during that incident. Cooperator 3 was able to escape and saw Johnson waiting for him at the alley and that he was about to run through. So instead, he was able to wait until Bennett and Johnson left. Before leaving, he observed Bennett stand over Barnes, which is his sister, shoot her multiple times. Witness 1, who may testify at trial, also observed the murder. They saw Bennett come back to the neighborhood after the murder and state in a threatening manner that Bennett was from O Block. Okay. They talk about dead bitches and all that shit. All right. Cool. Cool. All right, man. Chat, I don't know nothing about nothing. Okay. Last topic I'm probably going to cover, I know this is a little bit of a shorter stream because I got to get on a call with Rumble and I also got to go pick up my jewelry. So excuse me for cutting at least this portion of the stream short. Oh. Let me see. All right, bet. Let me see. Oh.